That's really working well, hon.
My buddy Mike's channel, Body by Boca. He's only got 3 subscribers right now, but he just started. This is his 2nd video, and being honest, the quality of his videos are 10 times better than mine as the video is buffering right now. But he takes a lot of time to make his videos, unlike I do. And there's really good quality. So he does a little bit of everything. He's big into fitness. He loves cars. So if you guys want to go check out his channel too, this is his 2nd video, but he's going to start trying to post weekly or bi-weekly. So go ahead and give that a try. Bodybybolka.com. Well, I guess .com. So I guess it's like YouTube/Bodybybolka. I guess that's what it would be. So yeah, YouTube/Bodybybolka. Alright, good morning guys. Gonna throw some shades on here real quick. Gonna go let the dog out. It's actually really beautiful today here in sunny Pennsylvania. Can't wait. I'm actually gonna get out today and get out and about a little bit. It is not a single cloud in the sky. It is absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna head out here with my wife. We have to go to Ollie's today. Not really my favorite place to go, but I gotta finish her craft room, kind of set everything up for that. And then I'm gonna go out and finish working on the car. My fuel pressure sensor should be here. I'm gonna give Jose a call here today and make sure everything's still on schedule and we're still good for hopefully this Friday to ship everything out and I can finish up the car and get it started for you guys. John Kerr from JK Tuning is setting up the tune right now. I just put my deposit down on Dyno Tuning, which is in Carlisle, PA. He tunes at a facility called Innovative Motorworks. Now, I'm not sure how that works if he's part owner, not in Innovative, but in the dyno area itself, because Innovative itself is a separate building versus where the dyno area is. They have a Mustang dyno, and then they have a dyno pack. I'm assuming he'll be using my car on the Mustang dyno since it's low bearing. Then again, I'm pretty sure dyno packs are also low bearing dynos also. So I'll be heading there to go through all the tuning, set everything up. He's gonna send me a base map to get everything started, and I should be good to go. So I'm pretty excited to get this far along. So I'll keep you guys updated as I go along here today. Got my favorite energy drink. If you guys still haven't checked this stuff out yet, Vegas Fuel, it's fucking amazing. It's actually made right here in Pennsylvania, and it is delicious, and the prices are good. I think it's like $1.60 for this big 60-ounce can, versus I think Red Bull for a 60-ounce can is almost $5 now, so much better bang for your buck. I like the sugar-free stuff also, but this stuff is very good, and the people that run the company are super nice guys. So yeah, give it a try. All right, guys, so another thing I wanted to kind of go over here real quick, maybe not even real quick. I've been wanting to touch on this for a little bit here. Also has to do with Toyota and the Supra as per usual. So the new Toyota Supra, is it going to happen? So we've all seen, I believe we've all seen the test bed car, so I'll post that picture up here. We've seen like the spy shots of the car. Supposedly it's gonna be made by BMW. We've seen little things here and there, and everything I've seen so far has me kind of hoping it's not named a Supra. So when I think of a Supra, I still think of it as the JDM muscle car. I still think of it as the end-all, be-all of what came out of Japan, besides the R34 GTR at that time. So for me, I love rear-wheel drive, so all the all-wheel drive and stuff wasn't the same. And the RB26, in all reality, isn't as strong as the 2JZ in stock form. The RB26 tends to peter out in stock form around 550, 600 wheel horsepower at most, where the 2JZ could go pretty damn far. And you can make some serious power, guys making over 1,000, but really the cutoff for us is around 800 and 600 foot-pounds. Now to keep back on track here, with the new Supra, what are you guys wanting? What do you expect if it does come out and if it does happen? So far it seems to be that the new BMW Z5, I guess it would be, and then there would be the new Supra. So far I'm hearing mixed things. Is it going to be a V6? Is it going to be a hybrid? Is it going to have the BMW inline 6 that we see in some of the M3 models now? Twin turbo. These are all things that are actually coming back from back in the 90s. They kind of steered away from that. It seems like every car company was kind of testing the whole turbo thing, and maybe like the late 80s, including GM with the Grand National. Everyone was kind of testing that whole twin turbo or single turbo thing. You had the Mazda RX-7, 3000 GT, the GNX Grand National. You had multiple cars, and then it kind of petered off. Everyone went back to a naturally aspirated engine. Even Toyota went back to Lexus getting a 5.0 V8 and ISF. And even still, Lexus doing the big 5.0. And it seems kind of weird because the gas mileage and technology has gone towards turbo technology, and that's where you should be more efficient, but you would think they would have kept going with that, but they never did. So I'm hoping that the new car has a inline 6 of some sort, a fuel-efficient inline 6. Obviously, I want to keep up with times, and I'm going to say this on record too, I'm honestly okay with hybrid. Now, before you burn me at the stake, why am I okay with hybrid? Well, I'm always looking to progress the vehicles and get better and better. Let's face it, this car was technically cutting edge at the time. It had twin turbos, inline 6. G-Force actually has a G-Force meter in these cars at the time too, if you bought a twin turbo model. They had a lot of cutting edge stuff for them at the time, and I want to see the new Supra be the same way, be new, be different. And let's face it, if you have electric motors, that low end torque is a valuable asset to have. Why do you think the new Porsche is such a great vehicle? I mean, these cars fucking rip. Now they have the GT3, which obviously is naturally aspirated, but that's a different car in itself also. So for me, I would love to see something that's still either rear-wheel drive if possible. All-wheel drive I'll deal with, be help to compete with the new GTR and stuff. And I know that when they come out with the new model, I think 2019 here, that's probably going to be a hybrid also. If they would keep it rear-wheel drive and more of a manual and maybe not even have hybrid, I'd be okay with that too, as long as it has that rawness to it and it's not a heavy car. If they give me a non-hybrid rear-wheel drive and it's kind of like got some wonky stuff to it, or only comes in a DCT, that would kind of kill it for me. But if they offer them like a DCT style transmission and a manual gearbox, that'll make a big difference for me, and I'll be okay with that. Now, so our Supra, or I should say our Supra, the Mark IV Supra came with rear seats in it. I would kind of like to see the new one be a true two-seater, as the rear seats in this are pretty much pointless. There's no real need for them, and they don't really do anything good. Now, my understanding is back in the day, the reason these cars had them, same with the 3000 GT, 300 ZX, etc., was for insurance purposes. These cars were expensive to insure as it was, as you're buying a $50-some thousand, well, Toyota, and it's considered a sports car, and insurance companies were trying to rape you. By having rear seats, it was kind of helping you out. Technically, even the RX-7, which in the US did not have rear seats, in Japan actually had rear seats. I had a friend, Joe Miller, who actually bought a set to put them in his car here in the US, and it was quite funny, as they were pretty much pointless. Even with the car, with the front seat pretty much slid the whole way up, you could barely, I mean barely, try and squeeze yourself back there. And it literally went back, had like almost like a square seat to it. Like you couldn't sit in it for more than a couple minutes. It was so uncomfortable. So I'd like to see a true two-seater car out of it, which would actually be kind of going with the trend where BMW's been going with the Z model for all these years, as that's always been a two-seater. That's something I would like to see for sure. I'd like to see an ECU from them that is programmable. So if you guys weren't aware, a lot of the ECUs, excluding the ISF, a lot of the new Lexus stuff, a lot of the new Toyotas, are pretty much locked out. You trying to tune them is an absolute nightmare. Toyota has not made it easy for the aftermarket world and the tuner world to actually make any modifications to this car. Not to this car, I should say, to any of the new Toyotas. I believe they're using, I want to say, a Bosch ECU. Don't quote me on that. I want to say it's a Bosch ECU, but I would have to double check into that. And they pretty much lock you out. They don't let you, you can't use a cob access. There's nothing really out there to tune these vehicles. Now, the FRS, I believe, is still tunable and you're able to flash those ECUs, but it's just not the same. So I'd like to see something that's an open, an open ROM, something we can actually tune and something we actually work with, like we could with the Evo X's and we could with the STIs. I'd like something like that. For us current Supra guys, our ECUs actually weren't malleable. You couldn't really do much with them. There was a couple companies in Japan that would repin them or rechip them, I should say. For the most part, once you start making real power, unless you want to run a bunch of piggybacks and wire in for this or that, you had to go standalone. And let's be honest, standalones are cheap. And if I can keep a Toyota ECU in the car and keep Toyota reliability for startup, cold running, and all that stuff, hell yeah, I want to keep all that if possible. Nothing wrong with the standalones today, especially with the new Motex, AM Infinities out there, Haltech. There's just a multitude you can pick from, but at the end of the day, it costs a lot of this, and not everyone wants to throw that kind of dough, especially when you're trying to get into the market. So I'd like to really see an ECU that we can work with and truly tune in the aftermarket world. I kind of spoke on the transmission, but if it were me, I would still really like to see either a 6-speed or a 7-speed manual gearbox out of the car. I'm not looking for stupid times myself. I would like the low end of like an electric motor of some sort for maybe the back roads and stuff. I myself am a back roads kind of driver. I live here in rural Pennsylvania and I live close to the mountains. And there's a ton of back roads that just go on for hours and just drive and have fun. I would like to see a manual gearbox so I can keep growing to the gear. Now, if they would offer a DCT or a twin clutch style transmission, that would be fantastic. Also, having two options is always a great thing to have, but I don't see Toyota or BMW really investing the time to offer two of these options. I see them either offering a DCT or a manual, and with it being done by BMW, I'm really not sure, because the BMW, I mean M3, M4, etc., they all offer them with both options, and if you actually look at statistics, it's almost like a 50-50. You're actually technically leaning towards more of the manual transmission is sold by BMW when it comes to the M3. So fingers crossed they offer a manual for the car, but I highly doubt it. I really see it being a DCT for some reason. not what I want, but I think that's the route they're going to end up going with it. For interior-wise, I'd love to see for the car to have something maybe a little simplistic. I saw some of the shots before when they're making it. It was badass. I would like an aggressive steering wheel, something you can actually hold on to, and it's a little bit beefier than what came in this. Now, back then, steering wheel was a steering wheel. They don't really do much with them. Technically, the ones that came in the US were actually the same that was in the Camry, the Corolla, etc. They use the same steering wheel across the board. I'd like a sporty steering wheel, something that has some beef to it, maybe a flat bottom, maybe even some carbon fiber on it. In the last years in Japan, in like 2001 and 2002, they actually offered a carbon fiber trim steering wheel for the Toyota Supra. It is very rare and it's very expensive, but it's a very cool option to have. And I know of a few guys, Steven Rothberger here in the US, I hope I'm saying your last name right, buddy. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. He actually has, I believe, a brand new one, and it looks sick. It's one of the nice options they did offer for the car. So if they could do the same for the new one, that would be another great option. That's my opinion on that for here today, guys. That's what I was looking at. I'd like to hear your feedback. What do you think the new Supra should be like? Is it even going to happen? What is your feedback? Is BMW going to screw this up? Is Toyota going to screw this up? Give me your feedback. What do you think is going to happen? Is it going to be a BMW engine, Toyota engine? Is it going to be a BMW Trans, Toyota Trans? What kind of rear end is it going to have? Is it going to be manual? Is it going to be auto? Is it going to be all-wheel drive? Is it going to be rear-wheel drive? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear some feedback. So let me know. Thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed today's show of some sort. I kind of wanted to go over the Toyota Supra for you all. I'm going to go out here and pick up some parts real quick. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day because I know I am. Thank you very much. See you later.